Come, let us reason. My topic is tithing, question and answer. These churches teaches that we are Gentiles. Why is the Gentile collecting Levi tithes when God did not allow the rest of the 11th tribe of Israel to collect tithes? Why did God give Levi tithes? Because they did not get any inheritance, which is land. These bishop, pastors, and church leaders, they all have land, houses, money, and they live at their own home, not in the temple. What is tithe? Tithe is food, produce, and cattle wearing, not money like they have made it to be today. Why take the Levite tithes if you don't intend to do with it what God says to be done, which is to take your portion and distribute the rest? Share it equal to all the saints, to all the brethren. It is for the coming together of the saints. Modern day Levites call up all the rest of the tribe of the house of Israel and let them be fed. Are you able to do so? These are some scriptures that the Gentile quote to justify taking Levi tithes. Malachi chapter 3, 8 to 10. Will a man rob God? That question was not to the brethren. It was to the corrupt, wicked practice of the priest. The pouring out of the rain is literal rain to produce bigger, better yield. Notwithstanding, whatever we terms the blessing to be today, why is it that only pastors, bishop, and church leaders getting all the blessing when we all contribute? God is not partial. The entire 4th chapter of Malachi, subtopics in my Bible says, the punishment of the priests, the corruption of the priests, robbing God of his offering, and the destruction of the wicked. Also, the footnote above chapter 1 said, and I read, Malachi, a prophet, in the days of Nehemiah, direct his message of judgment to a people plagued with corruption, to a people plagued with corrupt priests, wicked practice, and a false sense of security in their privilege, abusing their privilege, relationship with God, using the question and answer method. Malachi probed deeply into their problem of hypocrisy, infidelity, mixed marriages, divorces, false worship, and arrogance. So sinful as the nation become that God's words to the people no longer have any impact. For 400 years after Malachi ringing condemnation, God remained silent. Only with the coming of John the Baptist, prophesied in 3:1, does God again communicate to the people through the prophet's voice. The meaning of the name of Malachi, my messenger, is probably a shortened form of Malachi, messenger of Yahweh, and it is appropriate to the book which speak of the coming of the messenger of the covenant. Messenger is mentioned 3 times in chapter 2, verse 7 and chapter 3, verse 1. The Septuagint used the title Malachios, even through it also translate it by the hands of his messenger. Latin title is Malachi. So the footnote is telling us that the book of Malachi, the messenger of God, was speaking to the priest, the corrupt, wicked practice of the priests, yeah, and not to the brethren. So Malachi chapter 3, 8 to 10, when these leaders are reading and posing this question to us, the brethren, this question wasn't to us. This question was to the priest, the dishonest priest, who take the tithes, the people's tithes, and rob it. So when you rob the poor and the needy, you rob God. So that's what Malachi, the book of Malachi, is about. Yeah? And as we can see today, tithing fear of just the same way, like the behavior of the priest that was in charge of tithing in the Old Testament. And we see just the same. The operation is just about the same today. Yeah, why give up yourself to collect the Levite tithes if you're not doing it God's way, if you're not disbursing it God's way? Yeah, the tithes, when the people contribute their tithes, they used to come up the place where to the place where everybody meet, and the tithe used to benefit everybody, not just the leader. So the priests, the leaders, the priests used to do the same thing that we see these leaders are doing today, taking the Levite tithes for themselves alone.